RusAme reader, Kurosong, and today I will be reading to you from Apricity by Raindrops on Mushrooms. Now, on to Chapter 10. Russia often spoke of his family. He'd already met all of America's family. They'd done a significant amount of freaking out and had enjoyed embarrassing his lover the whole dinner. America had yet to meet Russia's family. He knew a lot about them. He knew that Russia had one older brother, Estonia, and 15 younger siblings, most of which were adopted. He also knew that Russia was the tallest of all his siblings, almost taller than his father. He knew Russia's father was so old-fashioned and he only wrote letters, unable to fully grasp the concept of a phone. Russia had often sent him text messages, but Soviet only responded with letters that he paid extra to have delivered as priority mail. Recently, Soviet's letters had become more worried. Something seemed to be going on at home, and Russia was beginning to reflect that worry. Finally, it became too much for America. It was 2 months after the show. Ruz, please, you keep checking your phone and pacing back and forth. What's wrong? He sits in their bed, watching Russia tap nervously on the bathroom counter. We may need to take an early vacation, he says slowly. Russia, please, what are you talking about? America asks. Russia takes a deep breath. My Vati has a checkered past. He had some trauma when he was younger, and it still hurts him. Russia says slowly. What do you mean? He had the breakdown. He has them sometimes. His past actions come back to haunt him, and he blames himself. He sometimes tries to kill himself. He didn't this time, but... Is he alright? Just shaken. He needs some time to recover, and Papa has to be there to help him, since my older brother doesn't live with them anymore. Him and Vati are the only ones who can take care of the little ones, and when they're both preoccupied, they need help. So I'm going to go over and help him with the kids and Vati. You don't have to come over, it's... But I'm gonna. America cuts in. They're your family. They matter to me too. Russia smiles slightly. Well, you alright with packing a bag? I'd like to head out as soon as possible. Got you covered. America smiles and gets up, going over. He hugs Russia tightly, smiling brightly at him. They both pack together, giggling and laughing to keep calm. Within an hour, they're both in the car, driving to the airport. We'll stop at my brother's house before heading there. I haven't seen him in a while. Works for me. America smiles. Russia chuckles, leaning over and kissing his cheek. A few hours later, they're at the airport and boarding Russia's private plane, escorted past the bustling crowds and startled fans that swarmed him. Russia is watching nervously out the window, tapping his knee as the plane takes off. Once they get past the initial turbulence, America gently takes his hand. Hey, why don't you tell me about your dad? That always makes me feel better. He offers with a soft smile. He's crazy patient with everyone. No matter how repetitive someone is, he'll listen intently and answer calmly. I remember when I was younger, he'd listen every day when I would babble on and on about the newest skates or tricks I was trying out. I would repeat the same things 3 times in 2 sentences, and he'd just nod and let me keep going. He's really good with my Vati too, affirming that he loves him and helping him pass the flashbacks. Russia's voice is quiet, eyes still out the window. What's your other dad like? America asks. Russia hesitates. He's quiet. His dad died when he was young, a few years before the Second World War. He was only a teenager, and Dad was all he had left. Everything was thrown onto him at once, and he kind of broke. No one remembers how he used to be, how kind and shy he was. They remember the broken version, the one that hurt people without caring, the one that wanted the whole world at his feet. The end of the war was so hard on him. He wanted the Allies to kill him. At that, a slight frown crosses America's face. The Allies had only ever been asked to kill one country, but Russia keeps talking, a bit distracted. Papa was able to stop him and help him back to normal. He went through a lot of therapy with Switzerland and takes medicine to help keep his mind in line. He hasn't had a breakdown in a while. I'm worried. Who is he? His name, I mean. America asks. Russia hesitates again. You'll remember him as the Third Reich, he says slowly, his hands shifting beneath America's. The smaller country freezes slightly. What? Yeah, that's why I didn't want to tell you, Russia says quietly. So, you're saying... Wait, hold on. America is confused. Russia sighs, his hand tapping on his knee again. The Reich was his broken part, an alternate personality of his, I guess. It was fed by his anger and despair. It locked away his true personality for the entirety of the war. Papa stayed because he knew the Allies wouldn't agree to anything unless he had a reason to go against Reich. He didn't leave because Reich broke the treaty. He left because Reich threatened to get rid of us. The kids, I mean. When the war ended, Reich did too. But Vati was scared of what he'd done. He was sure no one would ever believe the truth. Russia glances away. He doesn't know if America believes him. God, that must have been terrible for him, America says quietly. It was hard, yeah, Russia says softly. America frowns. Do you think they'll be okay with us? He asks quietly. Of course they will, Russia says gently, taking his hand and looking at him. They'll love you, I'm sure of it. America smiles slightly, leaning over and hugging his lover. I believe you. And that's the end of this chapter. I hope you enjoyed. Anyway, I'd like to invite you to join the Discord, which is linked down in the description below. That being said, I hope you have a nice rest of your day, night, or whatever it is for you. Just enjoy your time. And I will see you tomorrow.